Yo, welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sap. And today, man, we got a real interesting show for you. But when you come across the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you'll know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if this is your first time coming across the channel and the platform, please hit that subscribe button and please push the like button and share the video out. On this channel, we cover sports, hot topics, roundtable talk, and the marriage chronicles. I see everybody in the comment section. Hashtag salute. And you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, today's show, man, we got to go all the way up to Boulder, Colorado to talk about this, man. There's news out there concerning, the injury of Shedeur Sanders. And, leading up to this week's game, the coaches have their sit down press conferences and talk to the media, and the media will, ask the coaches some particular questions and things like that. But there's a major concern for Shedeur Sanders. A lot of people have said that, Coach Prime should, shut Shedeur down because he's taking a beating behind that offensive line. They had a little shakeup. They had a little mix-up leading into that Oregon State game where they demoted Sean Lewis, their offensive coordinator, and they promoted Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur was the quality control analyst. He was promoted to resume the play calling duties. And, things started out in that Oregon State game the same as they was in the previous games. But in the second half, I thought that they did a better job. But now there's reports out there. Should Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, consider shutting Shedeur Sanders down for the rest of the season? Now, they got 3 games coming up. They got 3 games to close out their season. They got their last home game is this Saturday. They play Arizona. Also, and then the following week, they play Washington State. And then they close the season by playing Utah. Now, Colorado is only 2 wins away from securing a bowl game. And, the reports out is the health of Shedeur Sanders. He is the second most sacked quarterback in college football. He's been sacked 46 times, but he is the most hit quarterback in college football. He takes a lot of hits, but he's been sacked 46 times. There's been reports over the last couple of weeks about the offensive line. Also, Deion has made it abundantly clear when he took over the team that he was 6 or 7 guys away from turning the program around the way he wants to turn the program around. But as of right now, he is doing a great job of, teaching these young men how to play football and also about life. It's a great story going on in Colorado, but the major concern is about, Shedeur Sanders' health. If you notice in that UCLA game, after the game at the press conference, Deion did say that, Shedeur had to, take a shot at halftime. He had to get a cortisone shot just to subdue some of the pain from all the hits that he's been taking. And, you want to protect your quarterback. And, like I said, Deion and Shedeur Sanders has handled the press, real well. There's situations where they ask some questions, and I think that he handled it real well. They'll ask about the offensive line, and they'll ask Shedeur as well. And Shedeur doesn't want to throw nobody under the bus. He said if he's healthy, he can go out there and play. But these last couple of weeks, you can see that, it's affecting Shedeur, man, because he's getting hit every time he gets up. He's limping around. I don't know if it's the leg injuries or the ribs or anything like that, but he's taking some major hits. And some of these players are teeing off on him, just like the Oregon State game. There was a couple players after the game in their reports when they was asked by some of the media. They said their job was to make him pay, and they made him pay. And, Colorado did suffer another loss, 26 to 19. And then, celebrities like Samuel L. Jackson, voiced their displeasure for that game. A lot of brain farts and things like that. But Shedeur's health is a concern. Like I said, 3 games left, and they're trying to secure a bowl. But Shedeur, he's a tough guy. He's a dog. I mean, he's taken a lot of beating, but he keeps on, just like the Energizer Bunny. He keeps on ticking. But to protect this guy, like I said, they demoted Sean Lewis as the offensive coordinator. Promoted Pat Shermer to call the plays, and they want to run the ball. They want to put max protect in, but they can't run the ball. And Deion said it in his press conference. It ain't like they don't want to run the ball. They just can't run the ball. But today's press conference, they asked Deion a bunch of questions about Sean Lewis. He said, "You're barking up the wrong tree." Deion said, "Y'all not going to bait me in or anything like that." Deion is pretty smart. But then one media personnel, I think it was a young lady, asked Deion about Shedeur's injuries, and this is what Deion had to say. Take a listen.
Yeah, he suffered injuries. Of course he suffered injuries. You think he walking like me for nothing? He's hurting. You have to check with the trainers on that one, but he's hurting. But he's gonna be all right. Come Saturday. Well, he has to get in a couple good days of practice so he can get his timing in of the new installation, new plays, and all that stuff. So he'll be okay come Saturday.
With that, is there any focus to take a little pressure off of him with a little bit of running game?
Don't you think we've been trying to Come on, guys. Y'all ain't that crazy. Shoot, what you think we've been trying to? It's so funny that you guys think it's just like, you just go out there and hand the ball off, you just run down the field, right? We can just do that. Yeah. So we just want to call pass plays after pass plays after pass. We don't want to run, right? Yeah. We don't want to run. We're against running.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that Deion takes some of these press conferences with a little laughter and stuff like that. He makes light of the situation. But, if you heard what he said, Shedeur is banged up. Yeah, he got injuries, but there's no, report on the injury report what kind of injuries he's had sustained. Also, Deion said that, he has to get in, 2 good days of practice, because I guess with Pat Shermer's offense, they installed some new plays and things like that. So he got to get his timing down and his rhythm. But, Deion always says after these press conferences, I have to give 2 the day off. He has to get, his body prepared. And then he said something about you have to ask the trainers about this. So, like I said, Shedeur Sanders, health is a major concern. And, Shedeur Sanders, an article that he, asked, they asked him questions and stuff like that. And he addressed it. And this is what Shedeur Sanders said in the article. "I ain't going to go out there just to dap nobody up to have fun in there," Sanders said. "I left because I had a lot of pain in my body." In the defeat, Sanders completed 24 of his 39 pass attempts for 245 yards and 2 touchdowns. The junior quarterback was under relentless pressure, suffering 4 sacks and losing 37 total rushing yards in the outing. It isn't an unfamiliar feeling for Sanders. Colorado has allowed 46 sacks this season, the second most in the country. It's no surprise Sanders is feeling the consequences. Although he was in pain, Sanders claims he was never going to let a simple hip injury keep him out of the game. "What type of a guy would I look like no matter what, leaving all 80 of us out there hanging," Sanders says. "It's got to be a life or death situation for me to just leave everybody hanging, like the pain like that. The pain of not being there for them overrides the pain that's going on through my body." So basically, Shedeur Sanders said he's going to be out there no matter what. He don't want to be shut down. A lot of people think that he should be shut down, but Shedeur does not want to be shut down. He's a dog. He's a warrior. But, he's just a junior quarterback, man. You got brighter days to look forward to. And I just think that, the offensive line, I think Pat Shurmur is going to, inject some, nice play calls to protect his quarterback. And we'll see if they can get at least 2 of these last 3 games so they can get bowl eligible. You guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Should Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, consider of shutting Shedeur Sanders down? Keep sharing the video out. Keep putting your comments down. Keep supporting the channel. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap, and we'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.